Welcome back to Doni Jones Live, where you are hanging out with one of my favorite people, me and
Marty McFly.
I didn't mean it like I'm my favorite person.
You kind of lost me there. I was
know,
trying
right?
to catch
No,
on like,
I know,
and one of
I
my
know,
favorite
I know.
people, me.
Actually, I am one of my favorite people.
Okay.
I really do like who I am.
That's a good thing. You know what's interesting?
What's that?
This is a sidebar. I did this the other day, and I was surprised because you know on Facebook you always it always suggests people that you want to be friends with and everything.
Yeah.
Did you know I found myself on there?
How'd you do that?
I don't know. It came up.
Make sure it's not a duplicate, because sometimes people will duplicate you in order to get into your friend group so they can try to sell them Bitcoin or some other stuff.
I don't know what it was, but I was on my page. I thought I think I was on my page. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Marty Ringer came up like, "Do you want to be a friend of his?" And I'm looking like, that's my picture?
Yeah.
It was a good picture of me. But I was like, it was my
You're
picture.
photogenic anyway.
On some days.
Yeah.
But, it was funny because I found myself and then I started saying, would I friend myself?
Ooh.
That's
good. That's good.
And I was like, would I follow me?
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where looking at it as your friend.
Yeah.
Because, before you can really love somebody else, you got to love yourself.
That's right.
For you to really do unto others like you want yourself to be treated, you got to really date yourself.
That's right.
So when I saw that, it was like, would I really friend myself?
Yeah.
And could I be friends with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you said, you're your own best friend.
Well, I like that you bring this up because, and I actually want to have this gentleman back on the show. About a year, maybe 2 years ago, we had a gentleman on the show. His name is Ron Lewis, and he was talking about his journey from going into entrepreneurship to now he's working, or was at that time working at another place, and now he's off doing something else that is more in line with him following his dreams. Okay. And one of the things he talked about was being happy with yourself and loving yourself and being content where God has you right now, while you still are discontent or inspirationally discontent enough to keep on the journey. So we got to talking yesterday. We just kind of ran into each other. He's got some business things going on that we're going to try to collaborate on, what I actually want to talk to you about. But we were talking about goals. And I explained to him yesterday, I literally did this yesterday, how I used to think that there was going to be this place that I was going to get to, and that, once I get to this place, everything was going to be perfect. Everything was going to be all right. And I realized that place that I've been trying to get to and fighting so hard to get to, I'm there now. And it had nothing to do with the outside stuff. There's still goals. I have financial goals, spiritual goals, whatever. But where I'm at, actually, spiritually, I'm in a good place. But what I realized, I really do like myself. And I love my kids. I love my husband. I'm not in a situation that I used to be. When I was a kid, I grew up in a very toxic home, very dysfunctional relationships, manipulative relationships. And I just realized that I'm not surrounded by any of that anymore. So what in my mind would success look like? Success for me back in the day was being safe, being happy, being able to, go to whatever restaurants I wanted to go to, being able to travel. And I'm now in a place where I can do that. That doesn't mean that everything is perfect, but I realized that my success had more to do with who I am as a person than some arbitrary destination that I needed to get to as far as my bank account is concerned.
Right.
Still interested in the bank account,
yes,
but it was more a personal thing. And so I was telling him that.
You remind me of a time about 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago. You and I, we had a interview with a couple, and I remember putting the address in my GPS. And when I got close to the place, my GPS kept saying recalculating, and I got real frustrated because I'm like, and I just got mad, and I pulled over, and I remember calling you, kind of just being mad, and you're like, well, where are you at? And I'm like, if I knew where I was at, I wouldn't be lost, and I'm fussing, and you was like, well, tell me, where are you at? And when I said the address that I was at, it was the address that I was trying to get to. And realizing that sometimes we are at the place where we're trying to get to, but we just in our mental mind, it's like, no, we're not here yet. We're not here. We still got to be somewhere else. I'm saying, even with, we were talking about it earlier about, you wanted to be an author, you want to get your book out there, and it's not growing, and then it's like, wait a minute. your book has already been done.
Yeah.
It's now online available.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to be more and more in different stores here in Atlanta, like blackpeople.net. No, it's not. It's
Black Dot.
Black Dot. I still don't like that name. But Black Dot.
I wish you would stop saying that.
Well, I'm saying, no, I support them. Really, it's a great
people,
company.
yeah.
But Nubian Books,
yeah.
you know, in right out in Stockbridge, and you know, it's other stores, and it's like one thing out of another after another, and now they're starting to sell, and people are being inspired about it. They're doing testimonies that you're not even asking for.
I'm not even asking for testimonies, and people are.
Just FYI, you know, a lot of times when you see stuff on radio, and they say, you know, I experienced this product, and I really, you know, a lot of those are actors.
Yeah,
you know, and
that's
they're paid
right,
actors. But when you get people that actually just send you a testimony of like, you really touched me.
Yeah.
That's when it's like, okay, you doing
It felt
your thing.
good.
So
it felt good.
if you want to be touched by, you know, inspirational touching, you know, you might want to check out From Failure to Fabulous.
Thank you.
Because if you like me, I might get a percentage of it. You can say, well, I heard, you know, Marty McFly said it, and I heard, so I might get it. So show me some love, all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But other than that, you know, so in a sense, what I was saying is sometimes we don't know where we're really at.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
because right now we get on this radio show, we do these podcasts, and honestly, because we've been doing this so long that we don't see the viewers or the listeners.
Right.
We just we do this, put it out there. Today's a good day. But then you're out there in the public, and people are coming up to you saying, "You're that lady, Donnie."
Yeah.
You know, or they husbands are like, "Wait a minute, I know you."
Yeah.
But I don't know from where.
Yeah.
Okay, discreetly, do I know you? You know, and you're like, well, tree work?
Yeah.
No, I ain't got no trees. Anything else? Do you hang out? No. Oh, you got a podcast show.
Yeah.
That's where I sell you. You know, so it's amazing that sometimes you have to just take a pause and say, you know what? Appreciate where we're at, or where you're at in life. You know, and yes, you always want to strive for more, strive to go to the next level, but at the same time, just, you know, it's okay to say, you know what, thank you, God, at where I'm at. Gratitude.
Thank you for where you're at.
Yeah.
And actually, it's funny because we do have a guest coming up.
Yep.
And she is somebody that has, you know, been to the peak of success in her business. And then she had some things happen. And then now she's come back and she's got a great show of her own. She's talking about things that she's been through. And she's a true inspiration. This is a woman that I have seen for years. And never, I knew of her, but hadn't really met her. And we kind of ran in some of the same circles. And actually a good friend of mine, you know, used to hang out with her, you know, personally. I don't know if she wants to get into that. So I'd hear all these amazing stories about who she was and what she was accomplishing. And I was like, man, I need to be friends with this lady. Funny thing is, she was thinking the same thing about me.
Oh, wow.
You know? And I'm like, so we got a chance to meet. I've been on her show before, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So I'm excited about this next segment, but it's a true testimony of where God can take you.
Okay, look, I'm going to run out.
Yeah.
But I remember her.
Yeah.
And now, if she bringing in that little hot toddy, that little drink that she was making, she had food. I was just like, and then, you know, and I'm just a disclaimer. I'm a fan of some of her people that she's interviewed.
Yes, I know you
I have just been inspired of their openness, of who they were, you know.
They're very comfortable with themselves. Very comfortable,
you know.
Yeah.
And you know how
you need to stop, because you're a married man.
I am a married man, but you know, look, I own my own car, okay?
Yeah.
No payments. But it ain't nothing wrong with looking at some other cars or test drive.
Oh God, I didn't realize
you know,
that's where
I'm just saying. So when you bring that, and honestly, everybody has a story.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't, you know, it's crazy where you say, you know, well, I only want to talk to these kind of people.
Yeah.
You know, so one of the things about our show I admire because they're open.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna jet out of here. You're gonna have to bring her on, and y'all gonna, you know.
We are. We're gonna bring her on, and we're gonna tell you who she is in the next segment, because she's an amazing woman.
Yes.
And I want to make sure we do her justice and let her tell her story. But I will say this: you guys are gonna be inspired. You're gonna be motivated, and you're gonna understand that no matter what you are going through, with hard work, perseverance, and the ability to find something powerful inside yourself and tap into that, you will accomplish your dreams and you will become whoever it is you believe that God is calling you to be. And I feel the same way about you. I feel the same way about you. You've helped me in that aspect also, looking at you tell your story.
Oh, you make me feel so
No, but seriously, Marty.
Everybody has a story.
No, think about it. When you were younger and you were going through your days over at Morris.
Right. Yeah, I can say Morris Brown. That's my school. I still represent. Yeah.
Did you realize that you were going to be this world-class producer, that you were going to be a radio and television personality, that you would also be an entrepreneur and do and a minister on top of that? And you're doing all of those things. And I always call you said this yourself, you're a king maker, or in this case, a king and queen maker.
Yes.
And you help people see the path to making their dreams come true. Did you see that for yourself?
I didn't see that for myself, but what I saw was I have passion to help. You know, I have passion to do my best, not just that a do kind of attitude.
Yes.
And no, I didn't have I knew I wanted to be in entertainment.
Yeah.
In any form or fashion, because I wasn't smart enough to do math.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't smart enough. Well, I didn't have that didn't interest me. And
Right.
I did not want to take a job that I was going to hate for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know, and some of my choices in life helped develop to where I am now, that I can appreciate it. Because when I first got out of high school, I didn't go straight to college.
Yeah.
I went to Athens and I worked at a chicken plant overnight.
Yeah.
For like a year or something.
Is that why you don't like chicken? No, I'm just
Right,
kidding. You
really,
like
really.
chicken.
It took me a long time because my job was to condemn bucket man. I had to take the bad parts away. But it made me look at people that was retiring there, that spent their whole life there. And nothing wrong with that.
There's
but
definitely nothing wrong with that if that's your path.
I just said at this point in my life, this is not what I want.
Yeah.
You know, so then being a sponge of knowledge and wanting to put myself in those areas that I don't know what this could lead to, but my first opportunity of someone saying, hey, anybody want to volunteer at the radio station?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I didn't ask for money. I didn't ask for anything. And it was just ironic that it was a gospel DJ.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I ain't going to church right now. I might as well go up here and see what's going on. And I went there, and because of my love for what it was and the interest, it just started pushing me forward. And really, and I'll say this to anybody, you will be a lot more advanced in life doing things for free in the beginning. You know,
ain't that the truth?
Right, because it opens you up that you can actually learn, and then other people see you doing that, and then they identify you as that person or that, you know, the first time I was behind a mixing board at a concert, I didn't know what I was doing, but somebody else saw me and was like, hey, yo, I got an event next week. You think you can?
Somebody else saw something in you. Got it.
So with that being said, you know, believe in yourself, keep going at it, push it, and that's my little 2 cents. I gotta go.
He got a great 2 cents. We're gonna come right back with an amazing guest that I think that you guys will understand why I was inspired by her.
Yes.
And why we wanted to share her story with you all. So stay tuned because you're in for a treat, a real treat. Once again, you're listening to Donnie Jones Live. I'm Donnie the Tree Lady.
And I am that guy, Marty McFly, that I gotta go take care of Rona.
We'll be right back.
Bye.
Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones